Maybe you're referring to, Tobin, the fake sign-and trade that the Bucks threw out there for Bogdanovich.
Yup. Leroy, let me just declare something. Let me declare this right now, and I want to declare it well and good, okay? We are back. Giannis, baby doll. You can't go to a team that fakes sign-in trades. That's so embarrassing.
It was never true.
Embarrassing. He didn't.
Was it never true, or
Bogdanovich never agreed to it? He didn't agree to a deal.
Oh.
He didn't agree, and so they said, "Guess what? I'm a free agent player." Now, there's one last caveat to this. Some seem to think this may be a giant ruse so that the Bucks can avoid tampering charges. Here's the thing I would say to that, though, okay? This is the NBA we're talking about. Rare are the times they're going to go after a tampering case, especially if it's not involving a star. It ain't happening. The other thing is you got to pay for a tampering case, Leroy. Anybody really want to pay for a Bogdanovich case? I think not.
Here's the other thing. If you want everybody to flourish, you can't do nothing that hinders Giannis in Milwaukee.
It's tough. Listen, I can't relate to that to this Giannis. You know, this doesn't happen in Miami Heatland. You get the trades done. Tampering
doesn't happen?
Oh no. I'm saying what doesn't happen in Heatland is when you tamper, you don't screw it up. And that apparently is what happened with the Kings Bogdanovich deal because he ain't coming.
Well, here's the deal. You got to know any business done with a handful of teams is going to end up this way. So in all those conversations, would you say Kings?
Kings.
There you go. If you had said Knicks,
yep,
right? Same thing.
Shenanigans.
Right. Just it doesn't quite seem to work. Evidently, Dallas is in that too. Because didn't Dallas think a trade was something else?
Well, they claim they thought it was something else. I feel like they did it to screw with the Heat.
So you think they just put it out there? No.
We take it back. Goran was not traded to us. I feel like they did it to F with the Heat. That's what I think.
All right.
But, yesterday, and here's the other thing. Riley yesterday, he's doing his press conference, right? And he's saying, when the people ask about the moves, Barry Jackson was asking him about the exceptions that they have, maybe the rotational players they could add. And Danilo Gallinari, there was like 9 Danilo Gallinari rumors yesterday. He's literally playing for every team in the NBA, Leroy. But
is he that is he worth all this?
I feel like he's like the guy everybody wants to add. He's a lot like Al Horford, like everybody wants to add Danilo Gallinari, but he'll end up
a pros pro.
Yeah, I don't even think he's a pros pro. I think everybody just likes the idea of a 6'10" guy who shoots 50% from 3. But the thing is, Riley yesterday, for my liking, a little too upfront with his plans, which makes me think something's amiss, Leroy.
Oh, so yesterday, you think if he's being too honest about his plans, that's just the fake plans.
Right.
But what really is going on is Giannis to the Heat.
Yup.
You're an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. I swear to God, that's what I thought yesterday. Leroy.
You're an idiot. That's what you thought? That's what you thought.
Here's what I think. So remember 2 weeks ago when we were playing, I know this got buried in the press conference because you thought I was clickbaiting Pat Riley, which I was not. But remember in the press conference where it got buried, where he's like, do we run it back? He was very he was thinking about it. A lot of people, he goes, I think about that. Are we good enough? Are we a true finals team? Doing his very wise Riley stuff. And then yesterday, I don't know if you can get this for us, Robbie, but Pat Riley was asked about the moves they can make. And all of a sudden, he's up front, we're running it back. And everybody's like, oh, they're running it back. Everybody's on Twitter. They're like, oh, the Heat, they're running it back. They're running it back. Riley's. And what the other thing, this is why I thought it was extra fishy. All right. I smelt bait. He's even got the Pat Riley gangster Godfather answer to why he wants to run it back. He's like, oh, if we run it back, we're going to have more continuity than anybody else in the league, which is what you want with a short break. You want to stay the same. And I was like, wait a minute. This feels a little too rehearsed for my liking. It
Like
felt
he's reading off a cue card?
Like he's planned all the. Here's the thing, guys. Let me tell you something about Riley, okay? Riley always has a message he wants to get across no matter the question, okay? Usually he likes to leave a press conference with a little scud missile, all right? For example, when we interviewed him, we had this is not the one where you guys got all mad at me, but when we had him on in the middle of the year before the Dwayne Wade retirement, I asked him about, the Heat having such great representation at All-Star Weekend. He took that, and he's like, yeah, great weekend. By the way, he goes 3 minutes on about how the Heat have been disrespected, overlooked, nobody gives us a chance, team petty. Had nothing to do with the question. Doesn't matter. I'm Pat Riley. I say what I want what I say. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell you that we're disrespected, ergo it gets back to the guys' bulletin board material. So what he does,
that, huh?
Yeah. So what he did last night, and you guys can listen, judge for yourself if you feel like he's demoralized or if he's pulling our leg. He does last night is Barry Jackson asked him about adding players, what are they going to do, what are the moves, and Riley goes on this thing of, we're just going to run it back, and we're going to run it back because we want continuity. It was very fishy. Do you have this, Robbie? Let's hear from Riles.
I'd like to run this thing back. When you think about the compressed schedule, I sort of look at what happened around the middle of August when the playoffs started, where the intensity, everything intensified, in a big way from a competition standpoint. I think the seeding games were good to get the team ready. We were 3-5 in those games, and I think Coach was experimenting as much as he was trying to do anything else. So, but once it started in August and it ended in October, and it's going to start again in December and it's going to end in July, you have almost 2 seasons where the competition at its best has been really compressed, from that standpoint. So I think running this team back, just keeping the continuity of what we had, and seeing what happens with our free agents, from that standpoint, that we will have some flexibility under the tax to be able to do some things. And so I don't know if we're going to use any of that stuff, Barry, but the fact that we have it there, if something presents itself, then we'll take a real good hard look at it.
Even Zeus can tell. You want to know why Zeus is drooling? Because what he tastes are trade rumors, free agency, Leroy. Zeus knows. You know. It was a little too rehearsed, was it not? A little too.
He's smelling the bait.
It almost seems like he asked Barry to ask him that question.
Yeah, like a little chum in the water. Like he was ready. He was ready for it. I don't know. I was a little bit. My antennas went up when I heard that. I was like, right, you're just going to tell everybody you're going to run it back? That's not Riley. Let me get this straight. The only organization that doesn't allow Shams or Woj to know what their pick is, all right? They literally get it like as Adam Silver's walking to the podium. Everybody else got leaked, not the Heat. All of a sudden, you're just going to come out here willy-nilly and tell people your plans? No. Something's amiss here, Leroy. And when I see that Bogdanovich backs out, that's very embarrassing for the Bucks. And now all of a sudden, you have to wonder, did business just pick up last night?
You think Giannis is like, man, they can't get their stuff together for nothing.
He's all of a sudden, and you want to know something? What if they tried to okey doke him? What if they tried to have him sign the max contract in the midst of all this?
Like they try. Ooh. And he's like, wait a minute.
Yup.
You guys tried to get me. I'm out.
A little bit. I don't know. Am I off on this, Robbie, or do you believe him?
Man,
I never believe Pat Riley. Good or bad, I never believe Pat Riley. That's just
He's just too charming.
Well, and he's had some, every press conference, like he said.
Hey, somebody said, what about the Juwan Howard trade?
Doesn't count. David Stern era, different time, different day and age. Buxton.
Isn't that the same thing?
No. David Stern loved finding tampering. He loved tampering. He loved negating trades. That's how David Stern rolls, dude. Adam Silver, he lets people run willy-nilly.
Right.
Willy-nilly, forced trades. It's a players' league under Adam Silver. David Stern, if you told David Stern he could negate a trade that there was tampering, he'd be like, whoo, today's gonna be a good day, boys.
Did Adam Silver negate the Chris Paul trade?
No,
Stern.
David Stern did.
David Stern. All right.
Here's why I don't believe Pat Riley.
By the way-
whatever he says.
You know, he's a lifer. What he's done in this city over the last 13 years is irreplaceable, and so we want to do the right thing.
I mean, why do we
Yeah.
why do we got to bring that out? Well, why?
Well,
By the
we
way,
bring out
we
all the
have some
tape.
responses. We have some responses to your no
Yeah.
flow defense.
Yeah.
What about the flow name defense?
Ooh.
I like that.
No flow is stupid. Is flowed. Flows bros. Free
I like-
flow defense.
I like the flow name defense. I like that.
Right.
Give that contextual a point, Robbie. I like that.
Point for Texter.
Now that's a play on words. Not what you were doing.
Yeah,
Make
but
no damn sense.
again, with defense, you don't want the other team to have a flow, you know. I'm just saying.
No, but you're naming your team.
Texter writes in Giannis, Bam, Precious. Wow. I mean, well, if we get Giannis,
Hey.
Precious is going to find himself in Milwaukee.
How many times when he does something, somebody's gonna say "my precious"? You know it's coming.
Yeah, you know they're going to have him. They're going to have like the little golem at the arena when he gets a dunk.
Silver fine Magic Johnson for tampering.
When he went on Jimmy Kidd. Yeah, but they didn't get. That's not a real punishment.
Right.
Would they find him a couple grand?
Yeah.
Nah.
Somebody
get outta
said
here.
Bogdanovich backed out when he saw a close up of Middleton's teeth. He does look like what's it called? Not the Terminator. What's the other movie he was in?
I'm not gonna say it.
Huh? Predator. Hey, wait. Let me ask you a question. You say I'm not going to say it, but you certainly nodded in approval.
You know why?
Flowing out defense.
No, I like flow name defense.
Hey, no man, he does. Look, he need to get some Invisalign. He need to get all his soldiers back in line. 'Cause right now they lined up and stacked up.
Texter writes in Silver put in harsher rules to stop tampering. Oh yeah, when's he enforced them? When?
Magic.
When? Magic got fined like $2,000.
No, he didn't.
Magic is so rich. What did he find him that really hurt him in the pocket?
I mean, I don't care. Like, I think he got fined like what, 500,000, 250,000?
No way.
Yeah,
500,000?
yeah. It's either 250 or 500. It wasn't yeah, man. What are
Texter-
you talking about?
Texter writes in, I've seen the Heat locker room. Plenty of space in there for a bulletin board. They actually have a dry erase board up there.
50,000.
Oh, 50,000.
50,000? You know what we call that, Leroy? Slap
roof?
on the wrist.
We call that a new roof.